You don't have to dig for gold. Well, maybe I should because I didn't get anything out of my divorce. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Raphael and I am here to review Season 8, Episode 2 of The Real Housewives with Multiple Properties of Potomac. We start the episode off with Ashley and her mother Sheila meeting up at this flower store for Michael's housewarming party. And I know every time that Ashley calls her mother to film a scene together, I know her mother picks up the phone like this. Oh, it's Ashley. Hello? Okay, I'll be there in a minute. I don't want to go. She's just gonna tell me something stupid that happened between her and Michael. Where's my purse? Ashley's buying a bunch of happy, colorful, lively flowers because she feels that that represents her spirit lately. And I mean, if that's the case, Ashley, you should be buying some poison ivy, some flowers with thorns on them, a Venus flytrap. But okay, so she told Sheila, I have a list of people coming to Michael's housewarming party. Giselle, Robin, Karen, Wendy, Mia, Deborah. Who? Come again? What was that last name that you said, Ashley? The one that starts with the letter D? Because I heard a sneak. What do you mean you're bringing back Tickle Me Elmo this season for Michael's housewarming party? After all the mess that she tried and she failed at doing last season, why are you bringing her back? It's already bad enough that we were scraping the bottom of the barrel, bringing back Sleepy Charisse, but now we're doing the same thing with Cookie Monster? Like, and the crazy part too is that you're bringing her back and she gets beat up later on in the season. So Ashley starts telling her about her new mysterious friend named Nneka that she also invited to the housewarming party. And the reason why she knows her is because the producers contacted Ashley right before filming and they told her, we're trying to give Robin the boot for season 9. So can you just introduce this new girl onto the show as a friend of? Ashley's like, okay, fine, I'll do it if you give me a raise. They told her no, and now we're here. She also goes on to say that Nneka is Nigerian, just like Wendy, and that they both know each other. And already I'm looking at this whole situation a little suspicious, like, what's your true intention behind this whole situation, Ashley? You know, we find out by the end of the episode, but already it's starting, right? Sheila, Sheila, this is where Ashley gets her messiness from her bloodline, because Sheila, she asked her, so, are you gonna be inviting Candace to the housewarming party? And I'm like, ooh, Sheila. Give her a champagne flu asking the right questions. Ashley's like, no, I don't think so. I'm not doing that. We're not in a good place right now at all, especially with everything going on with Michael and her. Michael is apparently suing her for $2 million because of her comment that she made about him last season, alleging that another guy was sucking his you-know-what. So now Ashley, she's like, oh, well, I don't know anything about that. I don't know what's going on. Michael hasn't told me anything about that. Besides, it's not my business, so I'd rather not be in it. But that has never stopped you before from jumping into other people's business that had no concern with you in it. So all of a sudden now we stop at Michael and Candace. Okay, Ashley. Then we see Mia and Karen meeting up at the park. Mia sees Karen walking towards her. She's like, oh my God, it's Karen. Hi, Karen. I'm so happy to see you. Come over here so I could give you a hug. Karen extended her hand so quickly. No, I'm sorry, darling. I need to do handshake with you. We're not in a place right now to hug. Mia's looking at the hand like, okay. Karen's like, no, we're just not good right now, especially after everything last season. And I'm like, what did happen last season? And then I'm like, oh yeah, Mia, she accused her of sleeping with somebody with the whole Charisse situation. And Karen, now she's holding that against her. She's like, you came to my marriage, me and Ray, and you never even thought about his feelings. He was very hurt and he went through a lot last year because of everything that you were accusing me of. You and Charisse, being with somebody that you have no proof of. Mia's like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about, Karen. But I was just repeating what somebody told me. I never said that it was true. I was just telling you what somebody told me. Karen was just like, it doesn't matter. You still came at me. You still put it out there on camera. And it didn't damage my marriage like that, but it did hurt Ray's feelings. And that was that. So now they're taking baby steps to kind of refix their friendships. But she also told Mia, look at me and Giselle. She has came at me a million times and I still barely forgive her. So I can only imagine. Mia, maybe by season 14, maybe Karen is going to forgive you and then you'll get your hug by then. So then Mia They started talking about, her and her relationship with her husband, the business. And then Karen was like, so, that comment that Giselle made at the reunion about some embezzlement and going on in the business, which I still, to this day, I cannot believe that Mia kind of just let that comment go because she's accusing you and your husband of embezzling money. Like, that is crazy. Mia, I see exactly what Mia is doing. She's setting the stage for whatever's about to come out later on. I just feel like something shady's going on with that business that she knows of, but she's pretending to play dumb, and now she's trying to throw him underneath the embezzlement bus because she's like, well, I mean, when I did meet Gordon, I mean, I did ask him where did the money come from. Like, it did feel like embezzlement, but I mean, I wasn't sure, and he said that it wasn't embezzlement, so I said, okay, sure, and that was that, and I'm like, all right, sure, whatever. Karen also wishes that everyone in the group could talk out their issues the way they're doing right now. Well, try telling that to Batman and Robin, and even Ashley. Anytime anybody tries to discuss any type of issue with them, they blow it out of proportion and make it into a bigger problem. So then Mia tells Karen that she's not drinking alcohol anymore because it makes her into a whole different person, and if she didn't have alcohol in her in Miami last season, she would have never thrown that drink in Wendy's face. But she says that just because she's not drinking alcohol doesn't stop her from drinking wine. Wine is completely okay because it's sold in grocery stores, so that makes it nutrition. But never mind, I'm gonna leave it alone. So she tries to go in for a hug, thinking that they're both okay. Karen, again, she's like, no. She's like, we are not in a good place right now. We are still gonna do the handshake. Then we head over to Candace's house and her manager, Nye, he comes on over. She tells him, you wanna see my brand new office? Take 2 steps this way. 1, 2. Ta-da! And it was right there in the entrance. And I don't think that's a good spot for it, but it's a work in progress. So they sit down, they're talking about her music career and what's gonna happen next. She was just doing a tour, so she's trying to figure out what's the next steps. Nye's like, I was thinking that maybe you should do something with Drew from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. You should do something with her, collab, or bring her on some type of tour. Candace, she tells him, I don't think so. I'm done with her. We did music here and there, but no, I don't think I need to bring her onto anything else. And I'm like, wow, Candace. I feel like a lot of people underestimate Drew and they take her as a joke because of her image on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if you put that aside, her resume is pretty impressive and her voice is really good. And if you want to compare Candace, you and Drew, let's not go there, because you already know, because you already know that it's yours. And let's not forget her iconic performance to her husband, Ralph, at the reunion this past season. I still can't believe that was a thing. But according to Candace on Twitter, she says that this whole entire scene was cut into pieces to make it look like she was being shady towards Drew when it wasn't really like that. And Drew, she's tweeting out the gif of Nene saying, now why am I in this? And I feel like, Candace, you should ask Candy for help. Candy just finished up a tour with her group, or at least most of her group, and she knows how to move in the music industry. She knows how to write good music, so I'm pretty sure that she could give you some good tips. Better yet, both of you could collab on a song together. You could make like a diss track towards Giselle. You could sing on it like, fuck Giselle, fuck Robin, and fuck Ashley too. And Candy, she could be the background vocal. She could come in like, I may be small. Oh, I don't know. I feel potential there and a future Grammy. We head over to Robin's house and she's packing up some Tylenols or whatever. Then we see Juan. What? Juan Dixon? Again? On the 2nd episode? Is that really him? It is? Wow, I'm impressed. Okay, are we going for a 3rd episode? Are we going for a 3rd episode next week? Let's see. You can just tell that Robin is embarrassed talking about this because she looks down the entire conversation with him. She's like, yeah, when I went over to Giselle's house, it was basically an intervention. She wants me to get upset with you over you getting photographed at the nail salon with that woman and also paying for that other woman's hotel. And I told her that I'm just not like that. Juan, the way he was talking to her, like, so get mad, Robin, get mad, get mad. Again, a manipulation tactic by trying to turn this whole thing on her and trying to poke fun of it, knowing he knows what he's doing, right? Allegedly, if it's all true. He's like, get mad, get mad. And Robin is just like, oh, well, I'm mad at you. I'm mad. I'm gonna go slash your tires. The whole situation is just sad to watch. And then they start talking about the lawsuit that he's involved in. So not only is he allegedly cheating on Robin multiple times, he's also involved in a lawsuit. And Juan, he starts saying, well, that's not going to stop me from living my life. I need to live my life every single day. That's not going to stop me. And if you know the lawsuit that he's involved in, yikes. He's also like, well, I love my guys. I love my guys. I'm going to defend them. I love my guys. And then here goes Robin. I know Juan and his character, and he's not capable of doing something like this. Yet you don't even know that he was sneaking off with Tanisha and Rhonda. What? Yet now all of a sudden you know what he's capable of. Okay, at this point I need Robin and Juan to exit stage left immediately. Then we're introduced to the new housewife of the show, Nneka Ehem, and her husband Ike. She says that she comes as she is, and what she is remarkable. And I can tell because they just brought this big house in Potomac, and the house is huge. It literally looks like a castle. It's a very nice change of scenery from Giselle's drive-through restaurant that she calls a house. So this was nice to look at. So they're in there, they're inspecting everything. She comes from generational wealth, and then she starts name dropping a bunch of houses that she owns in different states on the East Coast. The second that she said that, I know that Giselle's blood vessel was about to explode. She's probably watching this at home like, what does she mean? She has multiple properties. No. Where's my pen? Nope. I'm gonna start a takedown season on season 9. Cheating rumors, money laundering. What else can I come up with? Fuck it, I'm just gonna say that he's not a real doctor. Yeah, that's gonna teach her. Who does she think she is coming on this show with more than one house? I just know that she destroyed her entire tacky living room watching this scene. So then Nneka starts telling us about her husband, Ike. Ike, I believe he's a doctor during the day. So, oh, she has money and she's married to medicine? I smell a crossover. Now paging Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Simone, Nneka. I can see it now, but he does that. And then during the day, he models scrubs on Instagram. And so he's an Instagram model. And then at night, he's a club owner. And all I heard was cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. But that's pretty cool though. And Nneka, she is an attorney, I believe. But I was more worried about the dog that she was holding while looking around at the house. I mean, she's just holding it so awkwardly, like, yeah, I really like this house. It's really huge. Oh, that chandelier. Yeah, that chandelier has to go. I really don't like that. Oh, but the floor looks good though. And I love the natural lighting right here next to this window. I think that this room, yeah, that's gonna be my closet. I'm like, please put the dog down and give it like a Scooby snack or something. Like, he looks so tired and stressed. And I believe she also goes on to say that her and Ike, they're trying to get pregnant. And then we see in a flashback, already with the flashback, she's taking these pregnancy pills. And I'm not a doctor or anything, but I don't think that you should be washing down pills with champagne. But that's just me. But Nneka seems cool. She comes from money, so I love it. I just hope it's not the case where Bravo thinks, oh, let's bring on a dark-skinned woman on this show after the colorism issue last season. Let's team her up with Ashley, Robin, and Giselle. That way, there can't be any type of colorism on the show because, of course, they're friends. And if she goes against Wendy, there can't be a colorism issue between that because Wendy's dark-skinned, Nneka's dark-skinned, so there is no colorism. I hope that's not the case and they're not using her for that purpose. But you never know. We then see Wendy meeting up with a producer at this really nice apartment because now her thing this season is that she wants to be a talk show host and have her own TV show. And you know what? Fine. Don't limit yourself. Just because you do this, this, and this does not mean you can't do this, this, and this. As long as you're not doing it with Peter Centerpeach Thomas, you're all good. Because we all saw how that played out last season when she was trying to open up a bar with him. Now look. So she's telling the producer, what should I do? How should I go about it? And honestly, Wendy, my tip to you is you should start off with a podcast or YouTube. You could do the same thing that you're telling the producer on a podcast, on a YouTube, and you could try to, figure out what you do like, what you don't like, what works, what doesn't work. You could talk about politics, what's trending right now, pop culture, the housewives. You could have guest appearances from any type of topic. You can even call it something like a word with Wendy. Like, I see potential in that. I could see her doing something like that, slowly building herself up to whatever she wants to do. And I like how she was slick in the confessional. I want my show to be picked up by a big network, someone like Bravo or NBC. NBC was watching this like, Now, why am I in it? We're not greenlighting shit. I just hope, though, Wendy, that you're just not throwing random things at the wall to try to make something stick for a storyline to keep you on the show, because you're good with or without the show regardless. I just hope that is not the case, because first it was the book, and then it was the candle, and then the whole bar situation, and then now this. So what's next? Like, are you gonna try to be an astronaut? Then we see Karen, Mia, Ashley, and Giselle all get together at this gym. Mia, she hugs Ashley. She looks over at Karen. Karen, she was like, nice to meet you. She's still doing the handshake thing with Mia. So they get on these machines. They start stretching themselves out. Their legs are up in the sky, which I don't think it was sanitary of them to be barefoot on these machines and putting their bare feet on the actual ropes. Like, what happens to the next person? But, you know, after that, Karen, she has this dramatic announcement that she has to make. They put the dramatic, sad music in the background. She's like, well, you guys, I just want to say that I found out that I have 5% calcium in my body and it's a clog. And then the music dies down like, eh. Giselle looks so annoyed, which, by the way, it was very interesting to see Giselle in a group setting like this without Robin. I'm like, oh, you know, I kept thinking, I'm like, something's missing here. I'm like, oh yeah, your sidekick. Ashley in the confessional, she's wearing a halter top. She lets us know that she got a boob job. So at least she left Michael with something, like a brand new set of titties. Like, at least you got something out of that. She says that she calls them D and Diamond. She should have called them, left my divorce with no money. I'm forever gonna be upset that she left that zombie with not $1 to her name. Like, what is wrong with you? All that time wasted, like. So then they start catching up. They ask Giselle, what's been going on with you and Candace? Giselle is just like, who? Who? I don't know who that is. So then Ashley, she's like, oh, well, guys, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna read off the script that Andy gave me. Hold on, Bravo told me to also read this. I have a new friend here in Potomac. Her name is Neka, and she's very nice, and she's gonna come to my housewarming party, and I want all of you guys to meet her. Like, it just does not sound organic. And I wonder if all of them are truly clueless to this girl coming here as a new cast member, or do they know and they're just pretending? Like, there must be an easier way to introduce the new housewife. Giselle asks Karen if she's apologizing for putting out the rumors on this mysterious woman that Juan had last season. And I mean, at this point, is it a rumor? So Karen was just like, absolutely not. I'm not apologizing for anything because it wasn't a rumor. It was actually true. The question is, my dear, is she apologizing to me for putting out the rumors on me and Ray having a bad relationship? And I mean, honestly, I don't see either one of them apologizing to each other truly, because Karen is not gonna give in. Robin is not gonna give in, nor is she gonna care. So that's another friendship that's up in the air. We finally get to Michael's housewarming party. Ashley's making sure that the food and drinks are good, that the weather's good. Uncle Lump is there. Giselle, she's the first one to show up and she looks cute. She has 2 giant boxes of Corona for Ashley, so her and Ashley, they start talking about Michael. Ugh, what a way to start off a party. Uncle Lump, he's listening and he's like, wait a minute. What do you mean you went on vacation with Michael? I thought you two were divorced. Ashley, she's like, well, I mean, my bank account says otherwise. And I know Uncle Lump is sick and tired of Ashley's shit every other season. Like, she never has anything good to tell her, him, or Sheila. Karen and Mia come in next, and they also look nice in their outfits. Mia's looking around at the house like, so wait a minute. So, like, Ashley said that the house theme was a shore? Where's the shore? Where's your house? Like, let's not go there, Mia. So then Sleepy Charisse, she comes in wearing the same or similar outfit to Karen. Karen wore it better. So she comes in ready to party. She's like, hi, everybody. Where's the housewarming party? I'm ready to... give me a second. So then Wendy comes in next. Wendy had my favorite outfit. I love the denim on denim with the high boots. She looked good. So they're all together, right? Wendy, she approaches Karen for a hug. She's like, oh, hey, Karen. Hey, Karen. She turned around so quickly because she's standing right next to Giselle. Giselle, she did her little two-step away from Wendy. I wish that Wendy would have hugged Karen, and this is how it would have played out if it was me. Hey Karen, how are you? How are you? Skirt! Right in Giselle's face. Skirt! Anyway, hi Sleepy Sharice, how are you? You're sleepy? Oh, Mia, hey. But she didn't acknowledge Mia or Giselle. That was that. Ashley, she's like, okay, let's all get together. Let's go around the house, give you a house tour. The house looks beautiful, right? So they come back downstairs, and Wendy, she starts listening to a very familiar puppet voice. And who is it that walks in through the front door? The one and only, the Grand Dame of Sesame Street, Tickle Me Elmo. Hey Ashley, thank you so much for inviting me. I actually wanted to come back as a full-time housewife this season, but the producers told me no, that I was too desperate and thirsty last season, and I'm not sure why. So I guess this is the best that I can do. So then Robin shows up and she's wearing the pink dress from the intro where they say the taglines. She's like, I'm not running away from any type of questioning, bring it on. And if I was Karen, I'll be sitting there with the biggest smile on my face looking at her like, hey, Robin, how are you? You know, come over here for a second. I just want to ask you like a couple of questions. Come over here. Sit next to me. So then Robin, she takes her seat. We have the new housewife, Aneka. She shows up. She introduces herself to everybody. I'm looking at her like, please don't tell Giselle that you have multiple houses. Please don't tell her that information. She introduces herself to Mia. Mia's like, hi, Aneka. Oh my God. Hi, how are you? You look so pretty. You're so gorgeous. So then Aneka, she sits down. Ashley's like, so Wendy and Aneka, both of you have something in common. Both of you are, let me say this correctly, Igbo. So Wendy's like, oh, so wait, you've been pronouncing her name wrong the entire time. I've been saying her name wrong the entire time too. So I'm so sorry, Aneka. It's Aneka, not Neka. So she starts talking to the group about who she is, what she does. Ashley couldn't wait at least 5 minutes before she tells Wendy, Wendy, can I talk to you inside for a second? So they go inside. She's talking to Wendy about their friendship and where they wanted to go in the future. Wendy, she has concerns because she doesn't know she could trust Ashley. You can't, because she feels that she's gonna backstab her at some point in the nearby future, that she has potential to do that. You're right, because of the whole Deborah situation and how she brought Deborah to Candace, and she didn't really like how she moved with that. And Wendy, the fact that Deborah herself is in this house as we speak, that should say a lot about Ashley's character. And I'm shocked because Wendy, as smart as she is on paper, it's crazy that she's falling for Ashley's foolishness and her manipulation tactics, because Ashley, she saw Wendy coming, because Ashley's like, well, I mean, I get your concern and I understand, but you know, my relationship with Candace and Deborah, that's different than me and you. You know, I want to be able to tell you things and vice versa, unless you don't want me to tell you things that goes on in the group. Now, do you, Wendy? She was baiting Wendy. Wendy, unfortunately, she fell for it. And she was like, well, yeah, no, I do still want you to tell me about what's going on in the group. Ashley, she was like, well, you don't say. Well, I mean, now that you mention it, me and Aneka, we did hang out the other day. And, I was telling her about you and that you're a doctor. And then she asked me all of a sudden, wait, she's a doctor? Is she PhD or a medicine? What kind of doctor is she? And I was shocked when she told me that, because I'm like, why is she being so shady towards you, Wendy? Like, she doesn't even know you, right? Wendy, of course, now she's defensive because she's looking at this new girl. From what Ashley's telling her, it looks like she's being condescending and shady, when in reality, we're looking at the flashback, and Aneka is genuinely asking, is she PhD or medicine? But Ashley, again, she's doing her whole manipulative, messy tactic and trying to cause drama between them. Wendy's like, it doesn't matter if it's philosophy or medicine, I still work for the title and you're gonna address me as Dr. Wendy. So Ashley, in the flashback, she continues on with Aneka, baiting her into the conversation. Oh, well, there was this article on Wendy and her family about her being Osu. Would you mind explaining what that is? And Neka starts explaining it, and I don't know what an Osu is myself. So from her answer and Wendy's answer, and from what I searched up, it means a group of people who gave away their kids, or a group of people, to this king. And if you do that, you're shunned away from society and you're labeled an outcast, aka a Osu. So that's what Aneka's trying to explain, right? That's all. That's it. She's just trying to give the definition so Ashley can understand. But then Ashley, we see her talking to Wendy. Yeah, she explained that your family is osu and that you're shunned by everybody. And I'm like, Ashley, she never said it like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I was shocked, but I wasn't shocked, but I was shocked. Like, it's a whole new low, and I do not like how Ashley is using their culture like this and trying to pit them against each other. Like, oh, they're both Nigerian. Like, she thought that they were gonna, bond over that. Yet you're using that to split them apart. And now she wants to play stupid in the confessional because the producer's like, you do know that Aneka never explained it to you like that, right? And Ashley's like, oh yeah, I guess I took too many Coronas. Oopsie me. Like, no, there is no oopsie me when you're trying to cause drama between both of them when there is no drama between both of them. Instead of both of them trying to bond over being Nigerian and their culture, look what you're doing to them. And this is their first meeting. Like, Ashley, like, that's not cute. Your tricks are getting very, very, very old. And it's just, come on now. Like, let's do something else. And I just feel like Wendy and Aneka specifically are gonna be her puppets and they're gonna fall for this and now they're not gonna be cool. I believe Aneka was also tweeting about being shocked seeing this conversation between Ashley and Wendy play out this way when the conversation between her and Ashley did not go down like that. So, but it's too late now because from the preview to next week, this whole thing is gonna get blown out of proportion and it's all because of Ashley. And you see, Ashley, if you used your brain and your manipulation for good, you would have never walked away with $0 from Michael. You would have walked away with something. Like, put your brain to use for something useful. Instead, you want to be messy on this show 24/7. Like, yeah, we need the messiness every now and then, but damn, at this cost, like, you just said that you knew this girl and that you were cool with her and that you were liking her, and this is how you want to do her? Like, just insane. But let me know what you all thought about this whole entire episode down in the comments and what you thought about the new girl, Aneka. Do you see potential? Do you see no potential? Let me know. Bye, everybody. Mwah.